We're going to kick off our weekly series, our styling videos, and we're going to start with color basics. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. We're just going to start out with a little bit of terminology, just so once we get into depth, you know exactly what I am referring to. And we'll go back to some of these terms a little bit later. Like I said, I don't want to overload you in one video, so we're going to do it quick and fast, and I'm going to show you some examples just so you can remember those. And like I said, once we get into the true pattern mixing, you're going to be a pro at this. But we all want that effortless and just chic look. And what woman doesn't want to be, you know, trendy and put together all the time, while still being conservative with the money, let's face it. So I'm going to help you out with that. I'm going to show you what one piece can do, and I'm going to show you how to style these colors. And hopefully once we finish, your Lula stash is going to take on an entirely different meaning. And I tell you what, since I started learning this and I started truly getting involved in the pattern mixing and the colors, oh man, LuLaRoe is like just a new thing to me, and I've been at it for almost 2 years, and it's brand new to me all over again, and my passion for it is just so much stronger since learning all this. So like I said, I just want to share that with you, and I do have notes. I apologize for crinkling them over here, but you know me, I always get off subject and forget what I'm saying, so I wanted to be directly to the point and get this done. And hopefully you enjoy this series. And I'm going to be posting some stuff on styling. I'm going to go in depth more on YouTube than I do in the group, or more than I do on Instagram. Just because, you know, I feel we need to explain this stuff. And that's my job as your consultant and as your stylist. This is my job, to make sure that you look your best and you know the ins and outs of it just as much as I do. And that way, when I'm talking about something, you already know what I'm talking about. And like I said, that's my job, to help you look the best that you can look. And Lula is so fun. You know, for a while, yeah, it was kind of a hot trend, and everybody was doing it. And then a lot of people started complaining about the prints, and they started complaining about this and that. But let me tell you, if you study into this and learn the value of just one piece and the things that you can do with this clothing, oh my goodness, let me tell you, you are going to love LuLaRoe on a whole new level, just like I did. I mean, honestly, a few months ago, I was like burnt out, done with it. And then I really started studying this, and I started looking at some of the stock photos and the way that people would mix their clothing. And this stuff, we already know, is so comfortable. So, you know, with the print mixing and stuff like that, I mean, you can even get runway looks for a quarter of the cost. So, yeah, let's get down to business. And today, like I said, we're just going to be talking about a couple definitions. That way, once we really get into the heavy print mixing and stuff, and when I say the word tone, you're going to know exactly why, how, and the whole 9 yards. So that's my goal. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Ask below. And if you are watching my YouTube channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. Don't miss anything. I'm getting ready to really invest into a lot of the styling videos. I'm getting ready to invest into a lot into this. So you definitely don't want to miss a thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get down to business. The first thing we're going to talk about are, well, the four terms that I'm going to give you: hues, tones, shades, and tint. Okay? You're going to hear this. You've probably heard it in paint class. If you do the wine tasting while you paint, you've probably heard this. So this is probably not new to you. It's also in fashion. And particularly important with LuLaRoe, especially if you want to get into the print mixing and have that chic fashion runway look. And that's what we're trying to achieve here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is hue. Now, hue, H-U-E, that is our primary colors. And it's pretty much a pure color found on the color wheel. No properties have been changed. So some of the hues and the primary colors are things like red, green, blue, yellow, orange. Yeah. So those are some of the primary colors. Once we start talking about tint is created when white is added to lighten the shades. So once we start putting white in there, we get a tint of the particular hue that we're talking about. Now when we talk about a tone, that's when gray has been added to make it darker. Sometimes when gray's been added, it makes it darker, but it sometimes can make it lighter. But you can always tell, and I went and bought color palettes. So I'm going to show you all this that I'm talking about here in just a few minutes. And then when we talk about a shade, that means that the color black has been added to any color, and that way you're going to get the most passionate, bold, intense color possible of those particular tints and tones. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about hue. All right, I don't have, unfortunately, well, I kind of do. So we're going to talk about, well, I think you can see it better in the green. So let's go ahead and use green with this. Well, no. All right. So while I have orange here, a shade of orange, I'm going to pick the best one I can find. Don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to use my notes here and see if maybe that can help. White always helps. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have orange. Now, when we're making reference to tint, remember we add white to this tint. So we've added white to this one. You can kind of see the color difference, how light it starts getting. All right. Now, when we start to add gray, it gets darker. Let me find one example of gray in it. All right, so this one, gray, has been added. So this is a tone, all right? This is our hue. This is our tint, and this is our tone. Now, we're going to add black to make the shade. And this right here, you can kind of see that it, my goodness, I'm so sorry. And here you can kind of see that black's been added to get the most bold, intense color that we can. Okay, so in relation, we're talking about colors. I don't know if you can see in my Sarah, and I've got on a turquoise polka dot classic. Kind of show you that there. So in this, let me kind of pull this up here. Most people wouldn't match floral and polka dots, but you can do it, all right? And most people are like, there's not a hint of turquoise in there. There is. Right here, you can kind of see the dark turquoise. I don't know if you can or not. The lighting isn't that great in here, but you can kind of see the dark turquoise. So once you lay it against this shirt is going to make this turquoise in the Sarah pop. All right, and now these are lavender polka dots, and you're probably like, there's not a hint of lavender in there. There is a hue of purple around the leaves right here. So you've got that purple and the lavender. The lavender, we've added white. From dark purple to lavender, we've added white. So that's going to give us a tint of this purple here, which brings the whole thing together. And I'm going to stop there because we're going to get further in depth, and I don't want to overwhelm you right now. So like I said, we're going to stop take that in, and next week we're going to talk about actually the prints, laying them up against each other, and we're going to be talking about monochromatic. We're going to be talking about the whole 9 yards. We're going to be talking about texture mixing, the whole 9. So this is just the first step in the series, and we've talked about hue, which is one of our primary colors, and we've talked about tint, which is what we add white to get a certain tint of that primary color, and we've talked about tone when we add gray and it makes that tone darker. And we've talked about shade when we add black to get that bold, intense pop of color. Okay, so until next time, Lula love. And like I said, I hope you ladies have taken this in. And I'm going to be posting an in-depth explanation about knot tying. And we're going to be posting an in-depth explanation on some maxi styling. Maxi is definitely a piece that is overlooked, and with LuLaRoe, the cost of that maxi and so many things that you can do with it, the value in that skirt is amazing. So that's going to be the next couple of videos that I post. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe to my page. You can also find me on Facebook. You can find my business page. It's LuLaRoe Kristen Manual 1. And my group is facebook.com/groups over the rainbow with LuLaRoe Kristen Manual. So I look forward to seeing you there. And like I said, give me a thumbs up, like, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, we're going to be having some fun in the upcoming weeks. So I hope, really quickly, no, I'll post another one. So I hope you have a great evening, and thanks again for joining me. Be sure to subscribe. Lots of fashion stuff on here, so stuff that you can take to the bank with you. And like I said, my job is to make you feel beautiful and to make you look as beautiful as possible and understand, so yeah, you don't need me all the time. So Lula love to you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.